Hey everybody, welcome to the Linux Cast. I'm your host, Matt.
I'm Drew.
And I'm Nate.
Now, fellas, does it feel like I'm missing something? Because it feels like I'm missing, something just popped in my head. Like it feels like I'm missing to do something, and I don't know what it is. I don't know why. It just feels like this. Everything. I think it's because everything went so smoothly. Like
I know. Audacity's on. We did the claps. That's 2 for 2 as far as I'm concerned.
And for like the first time in weeks, it feels like Nate just popped on and everything's. I mean, he even looks great. Did you contact Elon and get some more bandwidth or something? I'm just saying. Usually you're a little pixelated. Today you look awesome.
No, I got a MacBook Air that has the M series that's currently running the podcast.
So you guys heard it here first. In order to properly do the podcast, he had to do a Mac. So there's no more, Matt, you had to get a Mac in order to use DaVinci Resolve bullshit coming from that end of the podcast.
I can still use DaVinci Resolve on,
but you can't record the podcast. All right, sorry.
Audio on Linux. We know how that goes.
Yeah, I know. All right, so welcome to the Linux Cast. From 2 Linux machines and a Mac. we really should rename the podcast 2 Linux machines and a Mac. It'd be great. All right.
I think we're gonna have to pull the Linux nerd card.
Yeah, I know.
Just for the pod.
You've lost all the points. I'm just saying. You have to send the.
No. You're not a real nerd unless you have all the operating systems. I have them all.
Right. No. You can be a real nerd. You just can't be a Linux nerd. You got the hat.
Yeah.
All right.
Fine. Here.
He's hanging the hat up. That's great.
Attaboy.
Oh, that is a great hat.
I can still bash script sucker even on Mac.
All right. Now that we've we've had our fun, let's go ahead and move into our mini topic. So before we jump into the mini topic, a couple things. First off, we do a lug 2 times a month. There is actually a lug next Thursday, despite it being American Thanksgiving. So if you're interested in joining us for that, hit up the Discord server or follow me on Mastodon, and you'll be able to find the link for that when that actually happens. It'll happen next Thursday at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. This Thursday, when I say next Thursday, I mean a week from this upcoming Thursday. I should be clear about that.
The 27th.
Yeah.
Of November.
Actual Thanksgiving. This upcoming Thursday, I'll send out a poll if you want to vote on the topics. So join the Discord. It's the linuxcast.org/discord will get you to that appropriate place. Thank you, Cloudflare, for handling that forwarding for me when you actually decide to work. Good job, guys, on all that. So let's go ahead and the second thing there was something else that I wanted to say. The main topic for today is we're going to be talking about levels of Linux nerddom and how to be a Linux nerd and what it means to be a Linux nerd. And we have some audience participation things that will happen throughout the show, so pay attention for that stuff as well. So let's jump into the mini topic, and this one is I have a feeling that this was Drew's mini topic. We didn't actually label the name, so I'm assuming it wasn't.
Yeah, I don't remember, honestly. So.
The document's so old, who knows.
Yeah.
But anyways, automatic updates. And the reason why I thought it was yours is because of the way it was phrased. It was phrased like lifesaver or digital dictatorship or something like that. So, Drew, what are your opinions on automatic updates?
Well, for a Debian user, I see no downside in doing automatic updates. Most of the stuff that's getting updated is truly just like security patches and stuff like that. So I don't see any downside for automatic updates on Debian. Now, if you're talking about a different distro, I might have a differing opinion, but I'll leave it to you guys to talk about that.
Nate, what about you? Do you like automatic updates or no?
Absolutely not. As a matter of fact, it's turned off on macOS, it's turned off on Windows, it's turned off for all of Linux. Absolutely not. I want to update when I want to update, not when the system decides that it wants to. Especially Windows, when it decides in the middle of a game that, hey, let's just shut down and totally throw everything out.
Well, I think it's important to differentiate a little bit from that. Like Windows will absolutely do that, right? I mean, yep. That's the dumbest thing ever. At least on most systems that allow automatic updates on Linux, they don't restart for you. Some of them do, actually. Like NixOS. NixOS has that option. When you turn on automatic updates, it will restart for you. And it just does it. There's no warning. Like, even at least on Windows, there's like a warning if you're using it. On NixOS, as far as I know, there's no warning.
Sometimes.
Sometimes
if a security patches, it just shuts down without any warning.
Yeah. So, but okay. So I'm in the same boat as you, Nate. I think I'm adamantly against it, but I will say during that brief stint where I was using Bluefin, when I was using DaVinci Resolve on Linux, that was just a glorious time. But when I was using Bluefin, and that has automatic updates, and I have to admit that it was kind of nice to know that that machine could just run there, and I never had to worry about whether or not it was up to date, because it wasn't my main machine. So I think like on non-main machine, so like this Mac that I only use for editing, I have automatic updates on there. I don't care. It just restarts. All in Windows just stay in the same place always. It's not that bad. I never use it for anything else, so I don't really care if it updates or not. For my servers, I tend to favor doing it myself, simply because I don't want to have to remember to go reboot it, and it's just easier to do that stuff, and it's harder to actually make it so all my Docker containers shut down in the right order and all that stuff. So I'm I guess I'm in more of a mixed bag kind of situation. I don't know. In the chat, let us know what your opinions are on automatic updates. War Thunder, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. He says automatic updates suck.
Yeah, I can't actually, do I use automatic updates? I'm going to say no, I don't. But I can see the benefit, like I said, for Debian users. By the way, I don't know if this is like a joke, but it says, is Sid safe for auto updates in the chat? No, no, I think it's a joke. I think he was just saying that as, it's got a little winky there, but yeah, I would say no. And not to mention, it's a completely different thing. When you're updating something like SID or testing, it's actually incorporating all the updates, including security patches. So there is no security branch to those, to SID or testing or any of the other experimentals or what have you. It's all one big clump. So just letting you know, I would say no on that.
Yeah. For the rolling release distros, yeah, I'm pretty much there with an absolutely not kind of thing. But I have a feeling that most people who run a rolling release are the type of people who enjoy watching their package manager update their system. So like Pac-Man has like the eye candy thing, like it does the Pac-Man stuff, and they turn that on because most of the nerds like to watch it actually go through. I know when I was on Zipper, one of the funnest things to do was actually sit there and watch it. Like you knew it was working if it was moving. That's the way it was actually doing something, and that's part of just being a nerd. Most people don't though care about actually watching it. Also, the reason why you use Nala is because it's pretty. I mean, it's part of the reason. All right. So let's go ahead and jump in. So this Linux Nerddom was your idea, Drew. So there's part of me I was like, you know what? Drew's going to host tonight. He's got to put his hosting hat on, but I will carry on. But what
I would appreciate that, actually.
It would have been very rude of me, like while we're recording. Hey, Drew, You're taking over, man. All right. So what I figured we would do is go by levels. So the way you had this broken down in your document was level 1, level 10, level 50, and level 100 nerd. So at the end of this conversation, audience, we would like to know what level nerd you qualify for. Drew, I would appreciate if you would keep track of the audience participation things that you had written down.
Yeah.
So that I can, because otherwise I'm going to forget. I will. I mean, it's like, I've already forgotten. It's happened. All right. So what we'll do is we'll go by level. So the level 1 nerddom, specifically Linux Nerddom. And what we figure is while we're in levels, we'll just go around the horn. We'll do a point each, and then until we run out of level 1s, then we'll go to level 10. That sound like a good plan?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, Drew, your first level 1 nerddom point.
Yeah, it's not that big a deal. It's like, can I install Linux? And if you can install Linux, you get a level 1 nerd. You get, as far as nerd credit, I guess that's the best way to kind of describe it. You get a level 1 nerd credit if you can install Linux. So There you go.
Okay, so as of right now, we're all at least level 1. That's good.
Yeah.
Except for Nate, you're on a Mac. You don't.
But Nate,
I know,
Nate automatically gets in because I'm going to go ahead and just jump up a little bit. If you are watching this TLC podcast right now, if you're in the chat, you're automatically a level 1 nerd.
I would like to know in the chat, is there anyone watching who doesn't know how to install Linux? Or does it? I mean, and if so, how'd you get here? I'm just very curious. Like, did you just randomly come across the Linux cast on YouTube and just like, that sounds cool. Not a Linux nerd. It wouldn't actually surprise me because we were talking about Link Arzu before the thing, and he interviews all these Linux people. Doesn't use Linux. Very weird. Anyways, Nate, your first one in level 1.
My first one is, can you open the terminal and successfully run sudo? If you can, congratulations, you're at level 1.
So mine is very similar to that, but I went a little simpler. You know how to use the CD command. Like if you can appropriately use CD in the terminal, you have achieved level 1 of Linux Nerddom. I think mostly because the vast majority, and this might be a problem for a lot of people, because I bet you there's quite a few Linux nerds out there, or Linux people who run Linux, who've never touched CD. I don't know if that, maybe that's not true. It just feels like there's a whole bunch of people who are 100% GUI only. And maybe we're gatekeeping here a little bit on that whole Linux nerd thing. And we don't mean to do that, so we'll just apologize ahead of time if this comes across as gatekeepery. But we're not telling you can't use Linux. We're just, we're holding your nerd card, I guess. All right, Drew, your second one.
So, okay, the two that you guys just mentioned included the terminal. And I was just going to say, if you use the terminal at all, you're level 1. So I'm going to go with the guys that just, mentioned, can you use CD, or if you can run sudo or something like that. That can be level 1, but I'm going to give you extra credit because that would give you like a little bit of a bump on level 1, maybe a level 3 or 4, I'll give you that.
So if someone accidentally opens the terminal, they get this point. I mean, like they just open it up and they don't know what it is.
They can run a command. They can run a command.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna give them level 1 on that.
We know why Drew was never a teacher. I'm just extra credit for everybody.
It's just true.
Okay. Nate, your next one on level 1.
I have 2 that kind of coincide with each other. If you watch the Linux cast and you buy a Linux Nerd cap, then you're
100%.
level 1.
100%.
Shop.linuxcast.org. There's going to be multiple plugs for that during the show, guys. So just be prepared for us to become Linus for the entire show.
I think that's awesome.
I have no problem, by the way. Drew, you don't have a store because you refuse to sell your hat. But Nate, if you want to pimp your store as well sometime throughout the thing, happy to do that.
We're not that level yet, so
you can't get. Drew's hats are so elite in the Linux Nerddom, you can't get one.
They're at 500.
Yeah.
It's level 5. You have to become a Linux god at this point.
We all have one, so what is that?
y'all are sitting pretty. I can tell you that right now.
All right, my next one is what a partition is. Like if you've installed Linux and you know what a partition is, you get the level 1 badge. And even if you don't know how to use a partition, I think you still get the point. Like you just know what it is. You can vaguely describe it. I think you get the point. So that's my next one. Drew, your next one.
Yeah, that was actually part of mine. I said bonus points if you didn't rage quit while doing a partitioning, like doing some manual partitioning. I also said extra credit if you are installing Debian, the only real distro.
If you're a level 1 nerd and you're installing Debian, I think you're past level 1. I'm just saying.
I think I said extra credit.
Yeah.
Extra credit.
That doesn't that demean Debian just a little bit? That is Just, I mean, it's for the level 1 nerds, apparently. Okay.
You know what's funny is I almost have to backtrack on that one, because when we did our like tier list and we said that Debian was like a D or something like that for new users, it wasn't like it wasn't Debian is a D tier for, Linux. It was just for new users. It was like harder to start your journey if you're using Debian for at the beginning.
We got a lot of comments on that one because they didn't realize that it was for new users. It was like it had a caveat. The number of comments in that section was like, "You put Debian at the bottom of the tier list?" Yeah, we had some hate mail come in from that one. I ignored most of it. Nate, your next one.
Okay, I'm going to take Drew's comment and I want to reverse it. If you can install Ubuntu, you get level 1.
All right.
I mean, literally, that's the one distro that everybody uses. So, most people start out on Ubuntu, even me.
Okay, so I'm going to go for some honorable mentions that kind of go along with some of the ones that you guys had. So, like, you can, you've used Etcher before
nice.
in order to burn an ISO. You know what an ISO is another one. It's like, what an ISO, you've actually seen and handled an ISO in some form. Obviously, if you've installed Linux, you automatically get the point for the ISO thing. I mean, there's just no other way around it. So that's the end of my level 1. You guys got more level 1?
No.
Okay, good. We're moving. All right. So if you got everyone who's at least level 1, spam the chat. That's
there you go.
We never had anybody spam the chat before.
With a 1.
Yeah.
1.
Yeah. All right. We're moving on to level 10. So level 10, we should have had like little descriptions of what level 10 is like. All right. So level 10 nerddom. I will go first. You've spent at least an hour configuring your vimrc. That's my first one. Drew, your first level 10.
Level 10. You have used a tiling window manager. At some point, you've tried it. You've learned about having a key-centric workflow. Using a tiling window manager at any level gets you a level 10 nerd.
I think that is a reasonable expectation for level 10. What about you, Nate? What's your next one?
I'm going to say that if you wrote a script for automation, even if it's just a simple bash script, that's level 10.
All right, that's a good one as well. All right, so my next one is, God, Matt, your handwriting is shit. It's really bad. All right, so this one, you've bitched about DNS. I know this is not very Linuxy, but usually if you're into Linux, you're kind of into home labs and stuff like that sometimes. So maybe you're dipping your toes in and you've had to handle DNS at least once and you've bitched about it. You get a level 10. All right, Drew, your next one.
I use Markdown for everything. Note taking, all kinds of like long documents and stuff like that. I use Markdown for everything. That automatically gets you level 10 nerddom.
Agreed. It's very good. Markdown is so good, guys. It's so good. So good. Just out of curiosity, I'm probably the only one that actually made their notes on paper, so I can't qualify as Markdown for this one, but you guys probably both wrote your notes for this in Markdown, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So, surprisingly, the biggest Markdown nerd here didn't write it in Markdown. It's so sad. Nate,
we could definitely get on a tangent about note taking, Matt, but that might steer it off the cliff.
I so want to, okay? Like every time we mention notes, come on, can we talk about notes just for a little while?
Okay, why have we not done an episode on just note-taking apps?
We have.
No, I'm talking about like tier list.
Ooh.
Happening.
Write it down, Nate. Write that one down.
Got my trusty field notes. Hold on.
We're gonna argue about Genie. I'm just putting that out there.
It's not a note taking app though. I don't know that there's not that much we can argue about with that.
So it won't even make the list.
No, I don't think so. It's a text editor, or an IDE. So
then I'm screwed because I use Emacs. Also not a note-taking app.
Yeah, but that's in org mode. You could make a claim, right? I mean,
I suppose. I don't know.
Yeah.
Damn you, Durant. we were going to do it anyways.
See?
I have it wrote down now. So
No, don't forget about it. All right, Nate, your next one. I think you're next, Nate.
yeah, Drew took mine. So I'm going to expand on the networking side and say if you can actually get firewall working properly on Linux, I'll give you level 10.
If you know what UFW is, I think you kind of deserve level 10.
Yeah,
I mean, if you just know what it is, that's good. And if you know what IP tables are, you get like level 25, so.
Oh, and Matty Ice, you're welcome. My monitors are great.
All right. My next one is, all right, so this one might be a little low in the levels. I'm just saying. I don't know what I was thinking when I put this, but you know what A2DP is. If you know what A2DP is, you get level 10. And for those of you who don't know what it is, you've never dealt with Bluetooth before. I'm just like that is something that happens. You'll see that randomly in Bluetooth configuration apps from time to time. So if you know what it is, you get the points. Drew, your next one.
Well, I mentioned the tiling window manager. I wanted to kind of like specify here, and it says I give you extra credit if you have compiled DWM more than one time because you made a typo error. It's like, okay, I messed up and it didn't work right, and now I'm going to go back and make that change and then recompile it. That gets you extra credit for level 10.
You ever meet that one person who's in the chat who says, to be honest, I've never had issues with Bluetooth, and you just want to take them and, maybe steal their soul or whatever kind of luck they've decided to bump themselves into? Sorry. Yeah, we're talking about you, Peter, in the chat. Never had problems with Bluetooth. Everybody's had problems with Bluetooth. Even if you didn't know you had problems with Bluetooth. Sorry. Got a little bit of ranty. The DWM thing, that must make me a super nerd.
Yeah, I think it's a little low. How about you use EZA instead of like LS or something like that, a replacement. How about that? That's level 10. I'll give you that.
I think it's a good one. All right, Nate, your next one.
I'm kind of torn, but I'm going to go with if you've ever fixed SDDM, you're at level 10.
Okay, I don't get this point because I've never fixed that. I just disable it.
Really?
Yeah.
I fixed it like 4 or 5 times, but still, it would still break.
It's not that I couldn't fix it. I just don't wanna. It's much easier to say, hey, you want to know what? I'm just gonna auto log in. I don't need a password. Passwords are for other people. Also, don't use Xworks, so I can't really use StartX. I could use someone else, I suppose. But yeah, I've never actually fixed SDDM. I just completely bypass it. All right, my next one is... Oh, okay. So if you've ever accidentally RM'd RF something important, you get level 10. I don't know why I set that at level 10, but it feels like something that a level 10 would actually do. I should put a qualifier in that you RM'd RF while knowing better. Like everyone at level 1 probably does it, but they just don't know any better. Level 10, you've done it, you knew not to do it, you done it anyways. Because fat fingers on enter or whatever it happens to be. So that's mine. Drew, your next one.
I don't have any more on level 10. We're going to have to.
All right. Nate, you got more on level 10? Just run through yours if you do.
I only have one more. It basically says if you constantly subscribe to every Linux channel that you can find to watch about Linux,
You're
at level 10.
Yeah.
That was my last one.
That's good.
So every single person in the chat, spam what level you are on level 10. I do have a couple more orders real quick. You've used Ventoy before, and you have a reason to actually use Ventoy because you have multiple ISOs because you distro hop so much, and it's just the thing to do. And I also have one here that says you have at least one ISO that is older than the last Ubuntu LTS, just because you collect them for no apparent reason. And I'm not the only one that does that, right? I mean, like I have a whole folder of ISOs just in a directory on my home server forever.
If you have this particular hat, you get a level 10. You get
There you
level
go,
10,
Matt.
shopthelinuxcast.org.
Oh yeah, I my Ventoy has all of those old ISOs on it too. By the way, it just stays there forever. So if I ever need to install Ubuntu 1804, I can do it. I got that ISO, man. That's about the oldest one that I have is 1804. So don't ask me for 1404, but I could find it if I need it. All right. So those of you who reached level 10 Linux Nerddom, congratulations. We're now moving on to level 50. So, Drew, your first level 50.
My first level 50 is my dot files are a work of art that nobody else will appreciate but me.
This feels like a point that was made for Drew. I'm just like all of his documentation. He's got little icons all over the place. Not that I'm highly jealous. By the way, I'm not criticizing. I think they're great, but they are a work of art. Yeah. So anybody who's actually just go to justicailinux.com. That's your.
Yeah, it actually redirects to my wiki now. But yeah, that's the way to
go
do
there.
it.
Check that stuff out. You'll understand exactly what we're talking about. Why we think that point there was made for Drew. Nate, your first one, level 50.
I'm going to jump off of what Drew said. It says that your config directory is about 4 times larger than pictures directory, and you ROS harder in a terminal than you do on a 2003 Honda Civic.
Nice.
True. If you've ever raced a terminal before, you better get level 50, because that's a level of nerddom that most people don't ever achieve. All right, so I'm gonna show my colors here for just a second. You've used an alternative keyboard layout, you get level 50.
Totally fair.
If I'm talking about Dvorak, Colmac, DH, Workman. Some of those crazy ones. If you've ever made a custom keyboard layout, first off, email me. I want to chat, because that's my eventual goal. Like, I want to create my own. I don't want anyone else to use it.
Well, and that's why I want that new Cosmic keyboard. I'm going off topic here, but I want the new Cosmic keyboard because their app that you can use, you can change it all around whatever you want.
They don't just use file like a standard.
They have a standard, but you can change it to whatever you want.
No, I mean like for the app.
Oh, I don't know. I'd have to look at it again.
All right. Sorry. Just like notes, we don't need to get into keyboards because we'll be here for a while.
Yeah, pretty much. We should rank keyboards too.
We should have a whole keyboard episode, maybe a whole keyboard podcast.
Well, bye everybody.
Drew's like, I just have one keyboard. That's just sad, Drew. I mean, it's just a sad fact. How can we be friends and you only have one keyboard? We're gonna have to send.
We're gonna have one. I mean,
we're gonna have
the same, but
we're gonna have to send him some keyboards. Name. I'm just saying. It's good.
Christmas presents.
Christmas morning, he wakes up to 5 packages, just random keyboards.
Yeah.
All right. So for level 50, if you've ever bought a emulator device of some form or fashion, you get level 50. These little Ambernick things or the Miu Mini things, if you ever bought one of those, level 50. Because you are true, because they run Linux, by the way. They do run Linux. So you get one of those things so you can play Pokemon from the late 1990s, early 2000s. You're a little bit of a Linux, or a little bit of a nerd. Just a tad. Drew, your next one.
If you can explain System D timers more clearly than your own emotions, you're a level 50 nerd, friend. You are a level 50 nerd.
The way he phrased it made me regret us not doing this as a you might be a redneck if type thing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we should.
I thought it was there. It was in my head.
I didn't have the thought until we were 30 minutes in. So yeah. It's okay. Let's stop recording. We'll do it all over again.
Redo.
We have done, by the way, in the Linux Cast history, I don't think we've done it with this particular host combination, but we have re-recorded one topic at least one time. Or like 3 times. Because someone, and I won't name names, forgot to hit the record button. All right. Nate, your next one, level 50.
I'm going to kind of piggyback it. If you have opinions about your init system, System D or OpenRC or Run It or S6 for the 8 people that actually use it, yeah, then you're at level 50.
I,
Weirdos. I'm just like,
Yeah,
weirdos.
those people who are System 5 fans, and you know who you are, they're the most passionate psychopaths on the planet. And I say that with all due respect. Don't murder me, okay? And the Run-It guys are also the Run-It guys are a little bit more intense simply because most of them use Void, I'm pretty sure. So they also have that whole Void Linux thing going on in their heads. So, yeah. Just out of curiosity, neither one of you guys actually care what init system you use, right?
No, I use System D. Just no reason.
Well, yeah, but if
no
Pop
reason to
OS
change.
moved to run it, you would just go with the flow, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't care as long as stuff works.
Okay.
That's exactly it.
So the rest of you guys, weirdos. Exactly what Drew said. Weirdos. All right. My next one is you know what a use flag is. So if you don't know what a use flag is, that's a Gen 2 term. I've used Gen 2 before. I don't know if I can actually explain what a use flag is most of the time correctly. But yeah, if you know what a use flag is, you are in fact a level 50 nerd. Congratulations. Notice I didn't say install Gen 2 because I'm pretty sure that everyone in like level 30 or whatever installs Gen 2 that one time. Takes them a long time. Maybe they're not successful, but they've done it. But then they just move on and find some grass to touch. So now that I pissed off all the Gen 2 nerds, Drew, your next one.
I wanted to also piggyback on the dot files that are a work of art thing. You have to also get back those configuration files too. You have to use either GitHub or GitLab or, Codeberg or something like that to, upload those to a Git service. That has to be something that provides you level 50 nerddom.
Yeah. If you have dot files and you don't have them on Git, do you actually have dot files?
No.
I mean
It's like the same thing, sound in the forest type thing,
Like if you can't share them with anybody, buddy, what's the point of even having them? So, all right. Nate, your next one.
If you've had more than 10 Lenovo ThinkPads,
Oh, you
currently sitting at 19 currently, but anyways, then yeah, you're at level 10.
The good news is I don't have that one for another level. So, all right. So I guess I do have a couple more of those. All right. So, okay. So if you preach about having backups, whether it's on a Discord server or in a forum somewhere, but don't actually have backups, you're a level 50 nerd. The number of people, including myself, who have come up with a situation where we have gotten online somewhere where they have a YouTube channel or whatever and said, you know what? 3, 2, 1 backups. Everyone has to have them. You got to use time shift. You got to do all those things. But simultaneously, they also have a story, not from the far off past, but like within the last year of them losing data because they didn't have a backup. Yeah, you might be a bona fide level 50 Linux nerd because that happens a lot. So, yeah. Drew, you have another one for level 50?
Yeah, I do. I have one more. I have a home lab that I swear is an overkill, but I've spent an inordinate amount of money on this stupid thing. That gets you level 50 for sure.
Guilty.
I can piggyback off of that real quick. You run more containers than Google does.
Wow.
Also guilty.
Wow.
Actually, we didn't do a what have you done this week at the beginning of the podcast, but I built my first Docker containers this week on my own. Like actually like from programs that I wrote, I put them in their own Docker containers.
Nice.
So that was fun. Nate, were you using that as a piggyback or did you have another one that went off from that?
No, that was my piggyback. That was it.
You have any more for 50 or that's it?
No, that was it.
Okay, so I do have 2 more. So you know what ButterFS is? You might be a level 50. Doesn't necessarily mean that you know how to use it, but you know what it is. And the last one, the Nate guy over there decided to steal. I said, you've at least thought about buying a ThinkPad for no reason. You get level 50. You may not own one, but you've thought about it several times. You've went on eBay and went searching.
I did that today. I legit did that today. I even asked Nate, I says, do you have a a T430. I think that's what the one I was asking him about. And I was like, he didn't have one. I was like, maybe I should get one. So
No,
yes.
I got a T4. Let's see. I got a T40, T440, a T440S, I think it's called. I've got the T460, the T470, the T470S, the T480, the T480S.
Oh my gosh.
I can keep going. But
So
anyways.
I think we're going to change this one to, if you have more ThinkPads than Matt has keyboards, you might have an issue. All right, we're going to stop here for just a second and remind you for two things. First off, make sure you hit that like button. We'd really appreciate it if you did that. Also, shop.thelinuxcast.org if you want one of these awesome hats, because we all have hats on. They all come from that store. We have a brand new t-shirt rather that says, I have more open terminal windows than I have friends. So go check that out as well.
And that automatically provides you level 100. I'm sorry, but that is the truth. If you have more terminals open than friends, 100.
Yeah, and that is our first. So I kind of bogarted your first one, Drew. But so that is your first one, right? Is the 100 one? Okay. Matt doing things out of order. You guys should be used to this shit by now.
It's fine.
It's okay. But it's true. I also have more terminal open than friends. But it'd be hard to have this many friends. I'm just saying it's not really that much of a level when I have like 40 terminals open. There's no way I'm having that number of friends. I can't remember, would never be able to remember all their names. So it's just the truth. All right, Nate, your first level 100.
If you install Linux on something that shouldn't run Linux at all, like I've done with some firewalls and routers, DVR, I've done one on. Oh Lord, there was something else I did one on. Oh, printer. There was an old HP printer that I pulled the logic board and yeah.
I don't think I get this one. Like
You've never done this?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, you got to. It's just fun.
Like all the stuff I install Linux on just can have Linux on it. I don't know. What about you, Drew? Have you ever installed Linux on something that didn't really?
No. No, I've got computers, so no. The answer is no.
So we don't get level.
So 100. I obviously don't have a level 100.
At least for that point, we don't.
Yeah.
Jeez, oh Pete's. All right, that's sad. All right, Drew, why don't you go ahead and do your actual first one? Because I stole your first one and Nate stole your second one.
It's okay. I only have really one more, and it's I can read a man page like it's casual literature and understand that shit.
Okay, I'm raising my hand. I did that. I read the entire Zipper man page. What man pages have you guys have done this, right? Like for sure. Like you've never read a man page from beginning to end?
No, I guess the closest I did was BSPWM, because that's really the only way to get documentation for BSPWM. So yeah, that was the only one I think I even come close to.
What about you, Nate? You ever read one from beginning to end?
Mm-hmm.
What?
I did one for Lord, it's slipping me. Might as well move on because I don't remember.
Okay.
But I've done it before.
Zipper was mine. And because Zipper has a ton of options, like a little, like way more than Bash, or not Bash, but apt and like Pac-Man. Zipper has a ton of options. I read that shit from the beginning to end because I wanted to figure out how to make Zipper faster. So my first one is that you understand what a flake is. You automatically get level 100. I also don't get this one. Like I use NixOS and I still don't know what the fuck a flake is. I still couldn't explain it. And I've been using it for 135 days. I still don't know what the hell a flake is. So there's that one. Drew, you have more for level 100?
No, not really, actually. Yeah, I couldn't come up with that many like level 100 because that's a very specialized group of people. You know, that group of people, like level 100 is like Torvald's level, you know?
Yeah. So I have two more. What about you, Nate? You got any more for level 100?
I have one more.
Okay, go ahead.
My last one is if you can install Debian, and there's a caveat here, but you do backports to get newer kernels and newer support drivers, that's level 100.
Franken Debians. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Even just installing Debian with expert mode and then casually
All right, let's
casually partitioning it with ButterFS like it's nothing. Like he has it memorized on how to do so. Yeah, I think that deserves level 100.
I don't know, but all right, I'll take it.
All right. So I have two more. So the first one is you've used a terminal on a phone for an actual legitimate reason. Like you've installed a terminal on a phone and you had a reason to do so. Not just you want to play with it, but you had a reason to do so. So you get a level 100 because regular Linux nerds don't have a reason to do so. They just carry on about their day, but those of us who are elite do that shit. I'm just saying. All right. And my final one, and I think that this is the best one, is you've referred to Linux as GNU/Linux. You might be a level 100. I think that I win the day. I'm just saying that's the best one. All right. So in the chat, we have a couple audience participation things. Drew, what were those?
What level is your nerd card? Be honest with yourself. So you got, you can even, if you want, guys, you can even just kind of skirt in between if you want. If you say, I'm not a 1, but I'm not a 10, I get like a 5, or something like that. But, if you've been following along, it's 1, 10, 50, or 100.
Really, really interesting to see how many people give themselves 100 for random reasons. Because someone like, well, I've said GNU/Linux before.
And not troll. That's the part of it. It's like not in a trolly way.
Yeah, like you actually got to refer to it as GNU/Linux, otherwise it doesn't count.
Yeah.
All right. Some people saying 10, 15, 25.
I saw a couple hundreds up there.
Yeah, a few hundreds. Someone said 100 plus. I would like to know why you get a plus. Like, I don't feel like I get 100 plus.
Oh, I've got like level 150 and 200.
You wrote down more levels? All right, well, come on, man.
Oh, yeah.
Give them, come on, let's go. What you got?
Okay. Number 1, this is a lifestyle. It's not a phase. If you live by Linux, it's a lifestyle, which means that you daily drive a distro that breaks bi-weekly. This can include NixOS if you use the tested version, Gentoo, Void, Arch. Yeah, all those could break. Or even Debian Sid, which I actually have on a ThinkPad. So you compile your own kernel. It's another one. Done that a few times. Don't recommend it, but I've done it. And then you have strong opinions about package managers.
Yeah, I have a feeling that one could go lower on the levels because a lot of people have very strong attachments to their package managers.
But do they understand it, though? That's the main question.
True. Do I have strong opinions on a package manager? I don't think that I actually do. I mean, I have the opinion that Zypper is better than what people think it is, but I would never say like Zypper is the best package manager ever. Or, Nix manages package better than ever. Or, like... Drew, do you have a specific attachment to a package manager? I mean, like, I know you use apt, but it's like it's there, right?
Yeah, I just use it because it's what Debian uses. So yeah, I don't really care. I mean, I've used Arch, obviously, so I have used Paru and what's the other one?
Pacman and Yay.
Pacman, obviously, but I was like, Yay. That's the other one I was thinking of. Yeah. So another audience participation moment. What is the weirdest device you've installed Linux on? Can't be a PC. Can't be a PC laptop.
In the chat, let us know what that is. And while we're waiting for those answers, Nate, continue to go on above our level 100s and make us feel like we're not nerds.
Oh, I only got up to level 200. Level 200 basically says that you're an insane human. So you either run everything on non-computers. So they're not technically made to run Linux, but you could do like smart bulbs, Rombas, watering systems, any of that kind of weird stuff. Use CLI tools that nobody's ever heard of. And you run everything in containers or your Linus Torvald. That's it.
I don't think he gets that level. I mean, I get that he codes the Linux kernel, but I've seen some of his computing stuff. He's pretty simple when it comes to computing.
If you're the guy that can say yes or no to people's stuff, you're at the highest level.
I get it. All right. So
let's be honest.
All right. Yeah, I get it. All right. So the audience participation people say PS3, thermostat, another PS3, an R36S. What is an R30? I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
Okay, a Solaris Blade is what Hibdad said.
Xbox.
That's talent right there. I got. So
I have one that's very much an Oklahoma thing.
no,
John Deere
Linux on
tractor.
a freaking cow. What are you
I
talking about?
was gonna say he installed it on a cow.
No, it was a John Deere tractor.
It's funny how we both
Nice. All right. That's leveled up, man. Right
That
there.
is the most Oklahoma thing ever. Absolutely. Okay, so
There's one more, Matt, if you wanted it. One
Yeah,
more
go ahead.
on it.
Let's do
yeah,
it.
It's the last one is what's the most unnecessary thing that you've automated? That's obviously a scripting moment for any of you guys that have like written scripts or what have you. The most unnecessary thing that you've scripted out. I guess you could also combine that with. No, I'm just gonna stick with that. How about
all right, let's participate in this one. So Drew, what's your answer to this question?
I'm going to say, man, that's tough, actually. I don't have to build the script that I do for installing Genie 2.1, I guess, because I could just as easily just use the deb package, but I do. So I guess that's kind of unnecessary, but I actually build it from source. So that's the one that comes to mind. That can't be the right answer, but that's what comes to mind.
What about you, Nate? What is the most useless thing that you've automated?
I have dyslexia, and for some reason, if I start typing too fast, instead of saying nala, I say anal. So I have a script that go ahead and recognizes it as nala and keeps going.
So my half of my alias file is literally just aliases spelled the wrong way, or commands spelled the wrong way. LS is SL, CD, DC. I have one for like literally every like regular command, RM. I have those all in different orders because I'm always doing it. Fucking dyslexia is horrible.
Well, and you can tell when Linux people have an actual humor because there's an actual application that you can install called SL. That if you run SL, it'll just put a train across there, letting you know that you mistype LS.
That's awesome. So the most, how did you phrase it? Was it useless or
Unnecessary. I said
unnecessary?
unnecessary.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I think the most unnecessary. You're right. Because this is a hard question to answer, but I think the one that I have that's the most unnecessary because I could just use a command to do it or an alias. I have an actual bash script that will copy the video description for all of my videos into the clipboard. And I've iterated on it like more than once. It has multiple, like it will read whether or not I'm on Wayland or Xorg. So if I'm Xorg, it'll use Xclip. If I'm on Wayland, it'll use WL copy. So yeah, I spent way more time, probably more time scripting it than it would have taken me just to either create an alias to do it or just copy, right down the path every time into the things. So that's probably the one that I would go with. I feel like there's a better option though. So
Yeah, I feel the same way. I just don't know. I can't I should have probably actually answered the question ahead of time for myself, but I didn't. I was just like, oh, well, yeah. I'm sure there's a bunch of scripts that we've written that are like, and I guess like to your point, I guess that the aliases kind of fall into that category as well.
I have one.
go ahead.
Sudo apt install snapd.
What? Okay.
I'm not.
Why is the question I have. What for?
Just because.
Okay. Weirdo.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you, Nate? All right. So I found my most useless one. So I have a script called Rounded, and all it does is when I'm on Qtile, I can hit a key binding and it will turn on and off rounded corners with PyCom. That's what it does. Like completely unnecessary. Nobody cares about rounded corners. Obviously, you could just go into the PyCom configuration file and change it. But I have, when I was using Qtile, I had it on my Stream Deck as a button. I'd press it. That way, when I would go to a theme that looked better with rounded corners, I could have rounded corners. And when I moved to one that looked better without rounded corners, I could turn them off. So.
Oh, I have a question. What is your most useless hotkey? Because I do have one of those.
All right. Answer the question. We'll think about it.
My most useless one is I have a hotkey to change my wallpapers. It's very useless. I don't really need to, but I do it.
I have a script that allows me to do that, actually. So it does associate with it's like if I did Super P, it would run that. It's for when I use PyWall, I can put that through there and it will actually change all the colors of my desktop. So I don't know if that's useless. I think that's awesome. But I'm a racer, so of course I do. What about you, Drew? You answer that question?
You know, I have stuck, like, there's a sticky functionality for DWM. And I have it, I think it's Super S or something like that. I never use it, you know, and it feels like I'm taking up like a prime hotkey for something that I never use. So super like sticky mode in DWM is just kind of like unnecessary completely.
So if we're gonna answer, if the answer to the question is ones that we have but never use, I have several of those. So I have a keycord in Hyperland, and keycords in Hyperland, by the way, are shit. They're horrible. They break all the damn time. But I have a keycord for all, like basically all the applications that I use, like GIMP and Audacity and OBS and all that stuff, all attached to a keycord. I never use them. I always open a Brophy to open those apps. Like every single time, like even today, I was like, I have the keycord. Alt N and then G should open up GIMP. I know what it is. It's not like I forget about it. I just don't use it. Brophy's easier to do it than a keycord. Although, so for some other things like Discord, I'll use the keycord. I don't. My brain is weird, so that's probably mine. I don't know. I was gonna say the one that I have is for changing the audio bind. So in Wayland, for some reason, it'll change the audio port number for your audio devices. So that means that your volume keys don't actually work when you do like when you want to change the volume of the key binding. So I have a script that will change the audio port, and I have that associated with key binding. But I use it all the time, so I don't know if it would qualify as, useless or not. All right, so we kind of took over the audience participation one there, but we did ask you guys what your most useless automation thing was, and let's see if I can find some answers here. So a sleep command, it shuts down my PC and turns off lights in the room. I don't know, that sounds more awesome to me.
I like it. I give you a level 100 on that one.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. Did you use like a Home Assistant to do any of that stuff, or is it something all?
Yeah.
All things like we'd like to know. like we're nerds, we want to know, man. Milo says, I have a Linux running on a wall display with an old 13-inch laptop screen to display weather, security cams and stuff. Again, sounds awesome. We really want to know. Like, we want to have an entire conversation about that kind of stuff, because that's really cool.
Let's bring that one to the lug. Let's go ahead and pimp the lug again.
Yeah. Join us on the lug on Thursday. And it actually is going to be, by the way, I forgot to say this, next Thursday will be an open mic night. We'll be talking about just whatever floats our boat. There's going to be no actual, I know I mentioned a poll. That's just because I normally run a poll, but it will be open mic night. So we're stealing that, by the way, from Linux Saloon. So the Linux Saloon guys, don't sue us. And I'm avoiding your guys' names just because I'm not going to butcher them. So apologize for just not giving complete credit. I made a cron job to start my web server on for Open Web UI. Not sure that's useless. I mean, I think we all do that with kind of home lab stuff where we want to auto start stuff. You notice how I'm kind of like I'm giving reasons why your stuff isn't useless. Because all this stuff sounds cool, man. All right, a script that gives me the outside temperature, because reaching for your phone to look actually what the temperature is probably hard. I'm just saying that's what I would have done. But it would have also been fun to create the script. So I actually I can't throw stones. I did the exact same thing, but for Waybar. I created a weather script for Waybar. So I can't.
Are you kidding? We create scripts just to get our actual news feed through RSS. Just to be honest.
Yeah.
I actually have a keybind and a script that goes to get.thelinuxcast.org/notes just to see if Matt's like uploaded anything, and it outputs it to my notification, and then just like, oh, Matt's I am one commit behind right now.
Wait a minute. So it like monitors it like in real time?
Yeah.
That's nuts. So,
well, I mean, it's a keybind, so it does it like.
Oh,
you know,
I was gonna say, like, if you had a cron job running, I am so spamming you every time. Every time, I'm gonna put up 100 commits. Just wake up, Drew.
Super Shift G, and it says, "Oh, yeah, I'm one commit behind Matt right now."
More likely, and the answer is always no. He always uploads them like the day before the podcast. I've gotten better.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Well, because there was like at one time we did the news, and like Drew's like, "Can you guys please put your links in there before the podcast instead of like during it?" We're a little bit of procrastinators. All right. Anyway, so I think we're gonna stop there. Thanks everybody for your participation. We really appreciate it. We're gonna try to work in some more audience participation stuff. If you want to be part of that, and you want to do it so live, we stream this live every Tuesday at 8:00 p.m. Eastern time, or thereabouts. We're very punctual people. And when I say we, I mean Matt. It's always me. So you can find all of that stuff on the Linux Cast YouTube page, which is youtube.com/LinuxCast. All right, so I've done some pimping. Now it's time for the Nuggies of the week. So, Drew, your Nuggie of the week, please.
So a few months ago, I talked about Butter Bash. It was a script that and a project that I'm actually kind of proud of. But I was talking to D-Dubs, and he's like, "Yeah, you need to do something for ZSH, us ZSH users." So I did, and it was shite. And so after kind of tweaking it and having D-Dubs keep looking at it, he's like, "Yeah, okay, thumbs up now." So it's Butter ZSH. It's a project that I have on Codeberg. So if you're interested, take a look at codeberg.org/justaguylinux.
Butter Z. Okay, so explain for the audience, Drew, the rationale behind the word butter.
I don't, it used to be a joke kind of thing. It's like, okay, I'm going to have butter be in, or because it's like smooth like butter type thing, or it's a very Southern thing, as Nate knows. Everything's better with butter, so butter. But I was going to have like a butter Debian, like it was called Butter Bean, when I was interested in actually putting out my own like distro at some point, and that still might happen. But I've just kind of been curating this kind of like script network of butter scripts,
He's got to have buttersuite.com. I mean, it's a suite of tools. All right. Nate, your Nuggie of the week, please.
So mine is a hardware related thing that I recently got is the Shure SM7B. If you're wanting to have one of the best microphones that you can ever use, I'm just telling you, go pick up a Shure SM7B. This thing is, for what it can do, it's actually pretty cheap. If you buy it brand new, it will be a little bit expensive, but if you do like me and go haggle at pawn shops, then you can get it for pretty cheap money. But yeah, so irregardless, go if you're trying to get into audio, if you're trying to get into podcasting, or even some singers will actually use this, especially if you have a deeper voice. The Shure SM7B is probably one of the gold standards.
Just a pro tip: make sure you're talking to the microphone, otherwise you don't actually, hear the things.
Well, unless you're Matt, then you kind of do this thing for some reason and then come back over here.
You want to know what? I know how to use the microphone. I just prefer to talk like this. So there's an actual rationale behind having it pointed at the side of your mouth. You avoid plosives, because if the word anything that starts with a P, if you talk right into it, that's you have a problem with plosives. So that's the reason why you point it at the side of your mouth. The air travels past the microphone.
Yeah, I learned that exactly where I'm at, but yet I've got it to where it's still.
I understand that sometimes it's all the way over there. I get it.
Wow.
All right? I understand that sometimes I don't actually talk into the microphone, and it's because screw you. Why am I friends with you? All right.
Because I edit the podcast.
I know,
and I'm having to readjust levels.
That's the exact reason why I'm a friend with you. Thanks for reminding me. All right.
Wow.
Matt, you're such an asshole. That's 100% not true. We were friends before he edited the podcast. Okay, guys. So it was just me being funny. All right. So you guys better be prepared for the near future. All of my Nuggies being pens. Okay, because I've become a pen nerd. And I wrote a blog post about this on my personal blog. I can't be a true pen nerd because I can't afford to be. Actual pen nerds can spend, hundreds of thousands of dollars on pens, and because they're really freaking expensive. I can get a $20,000 Mont Blanc. I'm never going to do that. Okay, if it's the price of a car, I'm not buying it. Okay, I'm just saying I'd rather have the car, but I'm a cheap pen nerd, so I have these things. I have decided I like fountain pens. My first fountain pen was this Platinum Preppy thing, and Joel, who's a friend of the show, I should say, a friend of the channel at least, and also has his own blog, pointed me towards this. This was my first one, and I liked it so much I went and bought a whole pack of these. They're you get a 10-pack of these things. They're called IE, something like that. I don't know. They're on Amazon. I'll put a link to them in the show notes. They're fountain pens. They come in multiple colors. In one pack, they're $10 for 12 different colors. So my type of actual pen, very, very cheap. And they are smooth, man. They're really, really good. And you don't have to, they come with ink. So one of the things that I've learned since this is a lot of them, a lot of fountain pens that you buy, they don't come with ink. You have to buy your own ink. So, and the worst thing, if you get pre-filled ink cartridges for some of them, they're not standard. Some of them will fit in some pens, some of them won't fit in some pens. So you really have to, if you're gonna get into fountain pens, even cheap ones, make sure you look and see what you can fit. The actual pen nerds will get a bottle of ink like it's the fucking 1700s, and fill it, with a needle. It's crazy. I'm not going to be that because I'd spill it all over the place.
That's not actual pen nerds. Pen nerds is where you go find the feather and you pull it out of the actual turkey, and then you shave the end and then you dip it in ink, and that's an actual pen
quill nerd, if you will.
Exactly.
So someday there will be a podcast where we do levels of pen nerddom.
I'm just waiting for a big feather be right behind Matt's shoulder.
I just want to. Did something crawl up your ass? Good Lord. My dog just let the worst. Good Lord. That's so bad. My eyes are watering. My dog is dying, apparently. All right. Sorry, I got to get out of this room, guys. So we're going to have to end it here. I guess I'm going to open up the window. Sorry. It's really bad. With that...
Whoa.
That's so bad.
Farts are always funny, guys. I'm just letting you know.
They're not usually this bad. Oh, God.
Yeah, we'll have to edit all this out.
No, you leave this fucking shit in, man.
You leave it in?
It's
Okay.
comedy. It's best thing. But you're lucky. I'm surprised you don't smell it in Florida. That is horrible. What did you get into? Good Lord. All right. So that's it for the...
Oh, wow.
It's been a long day. All right. I'm good. I don't even know why it's so funny. All right. All right. All right. Just a second. You gotta be here for it. All right. That's the end of the podcast, guys. Contact us. Email at thelinuxcast.org. I apologize if my dog shoots ended up offending anybody. I'm surprised you didn't hear the damn thing. It was horrible. Anyways, email at thelinuxcast.org. God, I haven't laughed like that in 20 years. It's like one of those ones, it wasn't even that funny, but once you started, you just couldn't stop.
Yeah.
Anyways, True is Just the Guy Linux on YouTube. Make sure you head on over to his channel. You put out a video this week. It was about You did the Coldberg one, and you had one after that one, right?
Yeah, it was about DWM tabs.
Oh, the tabs things, right? That's right.
Yeah.
So
Tab groups.
Yeah, go subscribe to Just Guy Linux. He does stuff on DWM, other window managers, a lot of Xorg stuff, scripting, home lab stuff. Obviously, a lot of his older stuff is on Debian. If you want to watch someone who installs Debian like a level 100 nerd, go check his stuff out. Just Guy Linux on YouTube. Nate is Nate Picks Tech World, who also has a video out. I haven't actually watched it yet. So what is this video about, Nate? Nate Picks Tech World, by the way, on YouTube.
So I actually bought this little interesting dock, and that's all I'll say on it. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
All right. That was the I don't know, maybe it may be the best ending to a podcast or the worst. I don't even know what it is. So
Let's go with best.
All right, yeah. Anyways, obviously subscribe to the LinuxCast, youtube.com/LinuxCast for all that stuff. If you want to find all of our contact information, the best way to do so is the linuxcast.org/contact. And as Drew is pointing out, we have hats on the shop. So if you want to support the podcast and help us actually pay for the servers that host our show, all of our money basically goes towards that. So shop.linuxcast.org. Get yourself a hat. Get one of the new t-shirts I put up there. I have desk mats. I have all sorts of stuff and all that stuff. Nate has a store. Drew, someday. No. He's just letting... seriously, he has he kicks the crap out of my hats. Like, his hats are awesome. And yet they're so elite. You can't buy them. All right. Anyways... Make sure to hit us up for the lug next week. We'd really appreciate having you there. We appreciate having you guys here today watching this nonsense. So thank you so much for watching us. We appreciate it. We'll see you guys next time.